Hey guys, Darkovika here, and so today I wanted to ask you guys something really cool, and that is what your favorite video game level is. You'll hear Holly running back and forth because he hears things, possibly barking. I wanted to ask what your favorite video game level is, and by level I want to make sure I make this clear. I'm not talking about like a full game, not what your favorite video game is, but what your favorite level is. So that's like a part in a game that you played. It may not necessarily be your favorite game, it's just your favorite level. So like the coolest thing you ever did in a video game, the coolest section that you ever played in a video game, could be a quest, could be part of the storyline. So I'll give an example. I had to think really hard on this, but my favorite game level ever is probably one of the quests in Oblivion, Elder Scrolls Oblivion. It was in the Sheogorath DLC, which is by far my favorite DLC that I've ever played. There's just something so fantastic about the Sheogorath DLC. My favorite quest and my favorite level that I've ever played was definitely the level where you have to go in, and those of you who played the Sheogorath DLC will know what I'm talking about, but in the Sheogorath DLC, you go to the Isles... Oh, shoot. I don't remember if it's called something specific, but it's basically the Isles of Madness. He's a demon god of madness, and you go into his realm, and his realm is split up into two sides. You have mania, and you have dementia. Yeah? I feel like I just used the wrong word. Starts with a D. Pretty sure it's dementia. It probably isn't, actually, because I think dementia is something else entirely, but I know the other one is mania. So, long story short, you have these two realms that are completely different. Mania is like this bright, sunny, like flary, kind of gorgeous, golden land, and then you have the other side, which I'm going to call dementia, just because I can't really remember if that is what it's called, and I'm on my phone, so I can't look it up. It's all like dark and gloomy and kind of Lovecraftian, so obviously I love both sides, because one side is super gorgeous and the other side is Lovecraftian. And the people there match their realm perfectly, so you'll talk to people who are manic, manic, and the other side, dementia, everyone is all kind of like depressed, and I was gonna say depressive, and like just really dark and gloomy. Like one quest, you have to push a guy off of a building to help him end his life while no guards are looking. It's a pretty dark quest line. But my favorite level is the bit where you are in a sort of dungeon and a bunch of adventurers appear, and Sheogorath tells you that you have to figure out what tests these adventurers have to go through in order to get through the dungeon, if they get through it. And you have decisions at every single part of the level, whether they die, which I think is the manic decision, or whether they go insane, which I think is the demented decision. The death ones are kind of cool, but the demented ones are just like the most fun, because you like choose these things that make them go crazy. So in one you can put like a pile of gold and then drop a cage that they can't get out of, and then like crazy things happen. I don't really remember it too well, even though it's my favorite level. I haven't played it in a long time. But just going through it was so cool, because you got to do these decisions that were so different from the rest of the game. You didn't fight anything. The adventurers fought everything, and they went through... Sorry, there was a bee that flew past, and I was like, I'm watching you. The adventurers had to deal with your decisions, not you. So you didn't fight anything, but the adventurers did, and you got like a really cool sword at the end of it. It was just, like, you got like special abilities during the day and special abilities at night, and the sword was half sun, half moon. It was really cool. Like, the whole quest was just so thought out, because everything had to do with mania and dementia, assuming I'm using the right word. So that's my favorite level. After that, I guess most of my favorite levels have to do with Oblivion. My second favorite level is probably one of the Dark Brotherhood quests. It's really hard to decide which one, because I loved the Dark Brotherhood storyline in Oblivion so much. It was so much fun. I loved the ones where you actually had to go in and do something like super creative in order to kill people. Like, you had to sneak into a house and crawl up to the top room and undo like a deer head hanging on the wall, and then the deer head would fall and kill the dude underneath it. that was so creative and just so cool, and it was like such a blast to do. You didn't have to do it either. You could literally just run in, guns blazing, kill the dude. You'd miss out on an opportunity to get an extra part of the quest, like an extra reward if you did it that way, but you could do it that way. And that was kind of like the coolest part of those levels, was the creativity. So yeah, and then, you know, there were other really, really great ones that were just so creative, like you had to kill your entire enclave or your entire brotherhood where you were living, and so one of the ways you could do it was leaving poison apples lying around, and if you got rid of all the other food and waited like an hour, they would all eat the poison apples and then die, and no one would know you did it. So it was like just really creative stuff like that. You'll notice that I tend to stick to really creative gameplay that influences the story and actually, I guess in this case, builds the story for you, because obviously making those decisions built my character for me. It gave me an opportunity to live through my character and decide what type of person my character is. Are they manic? Are they depressive? Or not depressive, I'm sorry. Demented? Are they the type to sneak in up to the top floor for the extra reward? Or are they the type to be, you know, impulsive and impatient and not want to do all that sneaking even if it gets them something extra? So that's what I'm talking about when I say levels. So post in the comment section below what your favorite type of levels are, because I'm doing a lot of research into game design because I freaking love game design. And just for fun and just for my own notes for the games that I'm working on creating still after all this time. So, excuse me. Post in the comment section below what your favorite game levels are and why. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be your favorite game. It could be from any game, just a level that stuck with you, that did something crazy. Like a lot of Earthbound levels I really liked. I played Earthbound really recently, and that game, I didn't beat it, but it stuck with me. It was like the weirdest thing. I would go into this kind of like trance while I was playing it, and I haven't played it in a while because it was kind of weird, and I got all mellow when I played it. But yeah, like Earthbound was a really great JRPG, really inspired me to want to create stuff, so maybe I'll play it again. Get inspired. So yeah, so let me know what you guys think, what your favorite, you know, levels are. It doesn't have to be from like an RPG. It could be from anything that has like a discernible level. So obviously, you know, side scrollers, platforming, just something that has a level or a quest that you had to do that was really cool, or just something that's separated from the rest of the game. It could be a storyline quest. Could be anything. Let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.